Hey, how are you guys all doing today? I hope you've all been well this past week. I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the new entertainment cycle. So this will look at a time period from the 1960s all the way to the 2020s. Not all the way, it's just the 60s and the 20s. Just to show you guys how much has changed and how much it's gone from big corporations controlling everything to your average person. So I'll get straight into it right now. So basically, in the 60s, when TV became popular, it was just the birth of commercials, advertisements from such as Coca-Cola, KFC, a lot of cigarette companies, car companies as well. And that's what it was. It was just that was the advertising and marketing at the time. If you were advertising, you either had a billboard, a newspaper, or a commercial, right? Those were the very simple ones. The barrier to entry was extremely hard. Like I said in the intro here, if you are not a corporation, then you don't have the bandwidth to advertise to anyone on TV or anything like that. If you were not a corporation, you just didn't have those resources to do so. And it was the consumers versus the corporations. So there were two separate audiences. So all the businesses over here that could afford the advertising and the consumers that they were advertising to. It is still somewhat like that, but there's a different dynamic between those two, A and B, those two factors, those two variables. So if we go into the 2020s now, social media has turned into media, and we used to entertain ourselves with TV, and we would still receive these commercials, but it seems so that everyone has canceled their cable, right? No one really watches TV like that anymore. So everyone, and if you realize that in the beginning of the 2010s, when social media first became a thing, it was social. Like, you had your friends on there, you talked with a lot of people in your circle that you knew. But now, if you're realizing the shift, it's a lot of people that are on social media. It's still called social media when it's really media. A lot of people on media aren't even talking to friends anymore. They're building audiences. And this is the shift in the dynamic, right? So this is the shift in how people advertise now. So if I look at this here, look at my notes, and I look at the barrier to entry, it says super easy. The barrier to entry is extremely easy because what am I doing with you guys right now? I'm definitely not a corporation. I'm not a huge business with millions of dollars that could create a commercial. I'm a student, right? Like, I'm a student, and this is my iPhone, and this is a ring light. Like, I'm being very, very real right now. Like, it's so easy to just pick up something and advertise something. I'm not necessarily giving you guys a promo or anything like that. I actually, except for the fact I would ask you to watch the remainder of my videos that I do have. They are really, really good. They pack a lot of value. And if you guys are interested in how to achieve what I come across with in those videos, just have a call with me and I'll set you up. But beyond that, back to the actual video here. This barrier to entry is extremely easy and anyone can do it, right? All you need to do is pick up a camera, develop a plan, and then just be consistent. Just keep recording over and over and over again, and eventually you'll collect 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 3 viewers, until you have hundreds of viewers, thousands, millions, right? Like, you see it happening in front of our eyes. There's a term called viral now. This was never a thing before. Being viral was only thought of as diseases. No one thought that social media would lead to virality. So now, if we look at the dynamic from the 60s to the 20s, so it was now consumers and corporations, and now the 20s, the consumers can be the corporations. And mind you, you still have your advertising corporations for big businesses and stuff like that, but they don't necessarily control the narrative anymore. We control the narrative. I do, you do, your friend does, your family, anyone, right? And it's just changed that dynamic so much. It's come from two different parties to just one big blob, right? And then the people who want to can just step out into that space and do what they have to do and advertise and market and do whatever. But why I am bringing all of this to you today and why this is so important is because we have the power now. And I'm not trying to be a revolutionist or anything like that. It's just like, we really do have the power to elevate our lives through social media and through content and through advertising with our own phones. It's a lot you could start with, and it's extremely easy, and you have the ability to leverage people's attention nowadays. Attention is everything in this day and age. Attention will get you $1 million. Attention is worth more than $1 million, actually. Separating yourself from the crowd is something that is extremely necessary if you want to elevate yourself to the level that you have been thinking of. So I just want to leave you guys with this and have you understand that what used to be is not what is. We are in a completely different age now where we have the ability to choose what we want to market or how we want to do things online. We have that ability now. We have so many platforms and so many avenues to do so. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. My name is Caleb, and I will see you next week. Later.